Hello and welcome to another vlog. I'm a little bit sick if my voice is kind of weird. Today we are in Akihabara and we started our day right at the Pronto Café because they had the cutest Pokemon collab and we tried it somewhere else before, but since nothing is open at this time, we decided to come here again and try some breakfast specials. I really love the items they sold with this collab, but they were a bit pricey, so I didn't buy anything. I got the sweet potato marron latte and a picnic sandwich. The latte was amazing again. I wish it wasn't as expensive. It was around 7 euros, which is quite a bit. And the sandwich was around 30 euros. While it was delicious, it was a bit cold, which I disliked, but it was okay in general. And also it was small. So I still felt a little bit hungry afterwards. But you also get some goodies as an extra, so I was happy with how cute everything looked and that I had a special souvenir that will remind me of this day. So maybe that explains the price. Then it was time for shopping. One of my favorite stores in Akihabara is Ami Ami. They have some really special figures and their prices are also great. It is a bit hidden as the building is kind of small, but I heard that they opened a new store right at the center of Akiba, and I love that they had some Pokemon figures as well. And we came back here later to buy a Kotori and a Kairi figure, and I showed them in my haul video. You also get a tax-free discount in most stores, which makes shopping at a current yen rate really worth it. Since most stores weren't open yet, we spent some time in an arcade and tried to get this cute Pochita plushie, but the god of luck and skill wasn't with us this day. I think sometimes it also makes sense to check out the stores and see if they sell some of the prizes that you can get here, because you can really be unlucky and spend a lot of money on that, so try to give yourself a limit so you don't overdo it. That was not the only money we spent on the day, as we continued to G-Store, and they even had some Higurashi merch, which I didn't see that often, but they were mainly focusing on charms, standees and shirts, so I didn't buy anything. They also had a little cosplay store on the 3rd floor, which was so cool and such a nice addition. A few years ago, I went into a cosplay store here, and they even let me try on things when I asked them, but they were a bit small, so I didn't buy anything. After this, the stores were slowly opening and we went to the Lashinbang store here. They had multiple stories with so many choices. No matter what you need, they have it. New goods, but also boxes where people sell their merch and you can spend quite some time in here. Also, take your time in Akihabara, don't buy stuff immediately, rather go check out some stores first and compare. Also, check out secondhand stores like Book Off as they have even better prices. I found some really cheap figures at Book Off. I also feel like Akihabara got more expensive since the last time I was here, which was in 2019. If you also made a similar experience or if you don't agree with me, feel free to leave me a comment. Then it was time for one of my favorite stores, Kotobukiya. I love their figures so much and the store is so organized and clean. They have some really cool things from multiple video games. But for the Riemann sets, I will show you a better option in the end. And I also love that they had Elden Ring and Dark Souls stuff and even some cute Genshin merch. They usually create cute Pokemon figures, but I think they sell out pretty fast because I couldn't find any of those in the store. Maybe it makes sense to check the store out when they have a release, but I didn't find anything. The next spot might be a very well-known store, it's Mandarake, and if I'm being honest, I don't like the vibe in here that much. It feels very retro and messy and it has so many stores. I recommend you to take the elevator to one of the higher floors and take the outside stairs to get down again. But I feel like if you have the time, you can find some quite rare items here, so it's still worth it to check it out. Trader is another one of my favorite stores. They have some really nice figures if you're lucky and even the prices are mostly fine. I bought a few figures from here in the past and it's quite small and overwhelming, but it also feels like a treasure haul because there's just so much to explore and to find. Oh, and Good Smile Company had a pop-up store where we went as well, and they had so many beautiful figures and Nandos. I wish they had even more choices, but it was nice that there was a store in general, so we spent some time in here to appreciate the beauty of all of those figures, but we didn't buy anything in the end because they didn't have a figure that I really wanted to have, and because my collection grew very, very huge and I have to be very picky with what I want to add to it and what I don't want to add to it. This is another really small and messy store, but you can get lucky in here, and I bought some figures from here in the past, which I didn't see in other stores, and they had a quite good price. They also had some nice Ichiban Kuji choices, because I feel like the time span that we were there, it was kind of rare to find Kuji, so I think we were a bit unlucky. And Animate had a new building, I think, so we checked it out, and while they had some nice Pokemon and Genshin merch on the first floor, we were a bit disappointed with the rest of the floors. If you like standees, manga, buttons, or keychains, this might be perfect for you, but otherwise I would skip the store. Before we continued with our shopping trip, we went to Mr. Donut to try out the Pokemon Collab once again, and we were lucky as they still had some Pokemon donuts left. We got the Psyduck one as it was the last one that we didn't try yet, but it looked quite funny and cute, but the taste was not that great as it was quite boring in the beginning, and then there was a lot of cream, which was too much. I just remind you of the USJ incident, so if they ever do this collab again, try the other ones, they were much better.
So wie dein Kopf. Gut, dass ich das nicht genommen habe.
And after the snack, we headed to BIC Camera, a store that you can find all over Japan, and you can spend quite a while in here. They have everything, no matter if it's electronics or gacha or merch or even cosmetics. We really spent some time in here, and I bought a lot of cosmetics with the help of the stuff there that showed me where everything was. So come in here prepared with a list of what you need and you will be done fast. I really love Akihabara. Look at all of those Genshin posters, and also if it's a Pokemon Go event day, you will meet so many Pokemon Go players. It's so much fun. I also noticed that there was a hidden Sushiro here, and since we only had a small breakfast and a snack, we decided to eat something in here. I really love Sushiro as we had one in Tsukuba as well, and it is quite cheap, but I feel like the quality is better than the one at Kura Sushi, even though they didn't have a Jujutsu Kaisen gacha this time, which is actually good for my purse and my money. But we ate and tried different kind of sushi, and you could order everything with a tablet again, and they even sent it to your place so you didn't have to rush like in other places, so you didn't have to send anything back. But yeah, we ate until we were full, and then we were ready to continue with our shopping trip. It was sunset time, I just ate something, and we were in Akihabara, so of course I felt very happy. The only thing that made me sad is that many stores that I used to go closed during the pandemic, so I can't show you how amazing they were. Like this one store in the corner building that I used to love. But now it is time for another one of my favorites, which is not really a secret, but it's Radio Kaikan. Better go and visit this one first, as it has so many stories and stores that you can spend hours in here. And it's also the place where you can find the remade figures for the cheapest price, but they really have everything here, and even some weird items and a scary store with dolls. And also those second-hand boxes where people can sell their stuff, and even if you like trading cards, you will find some stores here. So yeah, if there is any remade figure or gacha figure that you want, there is also a store in here that focuses on that, so you might find it here. It might just be a little bit more expensive than it would have been if you got it from a blind box, but you will also be sure that you get the one that you want, so it's kind of fair in my opinion. But I'll just leave you with a few impressions now. In the end, I also found this Doremi pop-up store, but they only had a few items and I didn't buy anything because it didn't speak to me. But I was so happy to see this store as I really loved Doremi as a kid. We had a lot of fun in Akiba today. I hope the guide kind of helped you. And our last stop of the day was my boyfriend's wish, as he wanted to go to the Hunter's Bar since he's a big Monster Hunter fan. We went to the one in Shinjuku in 2018 and we really liked it, but this one is much bigger now. And I still found that it was quite cute, but I wasn't that hungry, so I only got fries. I can't really evaluate if the food was accurate because I don't play the game, but as I said, I will create a detailed video about the theme cafes and I will ask my boyfriend what he thought. So in general, this experience was much nicer than the Erosea cafe that we visited the day before, and it was in the same building as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this Akihabara store overview vlog, and I will post the next vlog soon. I hope, as it will be the last vlog as well, but we are getting married in a week. Then we will be off for our honeymoon, so I hope I can finish it for next week. Otherwise it will be a longer break, and I also got sick before. This is why this video took so long, as my voice was gone. I'm feeling better now, and see you next time. And thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe or leave a comment. I really appreciate that.